Yes. You are indeed live. And ping going out.
I'm just gonna pull up the stream myself so I can reference the chat.
Yes, sir. I will need a Discord stream so that we know where you are and
Yeah,
don't have to
same.
lie.
You guys don't need to know anything.
I think we do.
Okay. There we go.
Let me look it up because I can't find it off of just my following.
Green Army. Yeah, you have no idea where you're going, right? Pop this bitch out. Awesome.
All right. Let them kind of filter in here a little bit before we get started.
Let's just we'll wait a little bit here. Get some see who else shows up.
I have
it was.
followed. I don't know why it didn't pop up.
Wait, what?
I was talking to myself.
Oh, okay. Hello. Slacking King. I like it. It was a really good draft, guys. So many great people to pick. Lots of hard decisions for people to make.
The only right one was Green Army.
I guess I can accept that. He's all right.
All right,
how
ready
y'all
to get
doing?
this going?
Odeon, Slacking King, Green Army. How y'all doing?
So is this is actually the Google PowerPoint and it's working all good?
No, this is online PowerPoint.
Oh, okay.
I logged into my work account just to do it online for you.
Well, I'm glad it's working. Yes. Football. Yes, sir. Ma'am. Sorry.
Do I gotta click again for it to go?
Yeah, it's gonna do a few things. So like, build some suspense here. Anyways, pick 1.1. Number 1, aliens on the clock. They go with a running back. Who could it be? John Cowgill. Look at that. You didn't have to wait very long. Oh
my God.
We can see how. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. This is kind of a no-brainer pick for us. This guy came in and started taking up jobs, started doing media all the time. Had a great talk with him. Wants to be involved in the front office with us, so we kind of had to absolutely go with this one. I'm very excited to see what we can do.
Yeah, like Dave said, this is a no-brainer for us.
And on to 2. Number 2, the Flamingos. What position did they go with? They went with a wide receiver. Lots of good wide receivers in this class. If only no one's out. Sam Volta, triplets gamer. Sam Volta had a stellar year on the Tigers.
I can't say I recognize the user.
No, I don't. Not before now, at least.
User, yeah.
But that's I love seeing that. I love seeing teams pick people high who maybe weren't around before or that no one really knows. So I love, giving new users that kind of recognition for their great season. And I believe he was like the top receiver of the Dev League last season. So
Nice. Well, on to 3.
number 3, Bemidji on the clock.
What would you say some of the needs for Bemidji here? If you were Bemidji's GM, who would you think you'd be going here?
So it's got to be defense. And I mean, not that, I mean, I know who they picked, but still, just looking at last season, their offense was great. They have a few holes there, but the defense was really what came up short for them. So a strong defensive player is probably the first thing I'm looking for if I'm Bemidji.
I may. Sorry to interrupt, but Sam Volta was the top receiver last year in the
Awesome.
devs.
Yes, that's what I thought.
All right, let's see if Minnesota follows Dave's advice here. They do. They do go linebacker, and they get Sloth Face.
That's a great pick, great user. Very active in every league I've seen them in. Hey, I do too. Welcome to Bemidji. Or yeah, I shouldn't be saying that to you, but someone will be.
Eventually, yep. All right.
If I may, I'd like to say something about Sloth real quick.
Yep.
So I've known Sloth for probably 2 years now from ISFL.
Yep.
And he's a really good guy. I believe that they got a really good player who might even be a future captain.
Yes, sir. I agree with all of those sentiments.
All right, on to 4. We got the Vipers here. Vipers,
Another team in a rebuild.
Yep,
So
in the middle of a rebuild, kind of could use help a little bit everywhere. They decide to go defense also, grabbing a good linebacker. It's a good place to start especially when you're working on trying to rebuild a defense, is just getting that good linebacker user core there, because that does take up a big part of your defense.
yeah, it's actually, you'll notice people really try to exploit the middle of the field because of the lower speed on the linebackers. So getting good linebackers is very key to minimizing gains.
Mm-hmm. And they go,
Hit hard.
Mr. Hit Hard.
Let's go. He actually just asked me when the draft was, and hopefully he's made it to see himself be drafted 4 overall.
Yes. Great user from my understanding of him. He is well worthy of the number 4 pick. I believe I can't pull up my notes right now, but I do believe that he did have some of the higher activity check percentage done, which is always good to see from a user.
Yeah. Let's see, I can pull up the board.
Oh, so I'm grabbing for y'all if you need anything.
Oh yeah, 70 of 85. So those are great numbers. How many do you have? 80 of 85.
All right, and then on to number 5. We have the Twisters on the clock. The Twisters are just coming out of their rebuild here. They believe they've filled all their pieces and are looking to just fill those few one-off positions. Let's see where TLK went this time. He went offense with a tight end. I can't say...
River Charles. Pasta, no brainer pick for TLK there. Everyone thought Pasta would be going first overall. I said he was more important to me somewhere else. It wasn't here. I didn't want to see him go to a team who knows what they're doing, but regardless, that's everyone else's fault for not picking him.
Yeah, great pickup here. My understanding is he's pretty big. I believe he's big in PPE.
Well, he's got Naga, the other Axis League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why he's a really, really big piece. He knows Axis probably just as well, if not better than a lot of us.
All right. That is definitely sad to see him go to the Twisters then.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Maybe the Twisters will start winning some regular season games against us. And on to 6, we got Barcelona.
Another team in a rebuild, so defense is big for them right now. I mean, they need a little bit of everything, but getting those defensive players is
Defense
really
is key.
big.
You can't stop the offense without defense.
That's very true.
And they do go
And they go with a
defense.
DL.
DL, which
Look at
is kind of the redheaded stepchild on defense.
that. It is, but people can play anywhere, so.
Right. And they go Michael Small.
It's Smalls, another one of those given someone who's maybe not as well known a chance here. No, it's not a snake draft. At least I don't know this user. I've never heard of him before he came into the league.
Which it can be, you can find some real big diamonds in the rough and find someone that will stick with you through your entire career.
Right. A small D line round 1, bus written all over it. Love it.
Right. All right, on to 7. We got the Frost Giants here. Frost Giants have been a little bit of a force to reckon with these last few seasons, and have well, 2 seasons ago they won the championship, and now this season they came up just shy. So they're looking
knocked out the Twisters.
And now they're looking to find the piece to get them back over that hump.
Well, they knew who they were going with here because this is a legacy player. D-back Uter Volstandig. Retu had his last create Uter Vegas Menich on the Frost Giants. Great running back. Was with them when they won the title. So
yeah. It's always nice to get those key players back, and hopefully this is a piece that can help them get over over the hump.
Yeah, take it into that next gear for sure. They do have some work cut out for them, but knowing E, he's got the access knowledge for sure. Pick 1.8, number 8. Aliens back on the clock. Lots of good people were on the board still here.
Yes.
But we needed to start to get our D core in order, so we went with a D back. And it's none other than Darren Lewis. I believe he's in the chat. There you go, bud. Excited to start working with you.
Yeah.
Let me let me read Starchy's little notes here. Yeah, defense being our biggest need right now. We needed a reliable user. We've seen Darren in the chat quite often. ACs are a little low, but that's all right. We know we're getting someone who is gonna show up, and we want to give him the foundation to be able to succeed. Let's go, bud.
Yes, that ACs are important, but at the same time, you can make up for those lost ACs in your contract, and GMs know that, and definitely will be looking for that piece to help bring that personality to the locker room and kind of just drive that activity.
Yes, sir. And that's what we need because Lord knows I'm not good at driving it.
Neither really am I.
All right, next we have number 9.
On to number 9, the Moose.
This guy will
With
probably
their
end
first pick in the draft,
This guy will probably end
they
up
got to
being
go
a
with their
bust.
legacy player. Another DB, Patrick Bateman, Green Army. Look at that. There you go, bud.
That
Biggest bust.
biggest bust of the
Wow. Yeah,
draft.
Toasty doesn't even want to talk about you. He's on to it already. He's
No,
just
Green Army is a great user. He is part. He was back with me back when we had the Aztecs, and back in CSFL 1, and just is a great user, and definitely happy to have him back with the team.
Yeah, and not to mention he's earning max job pay every season because he just shits out logos for us all day.
All right, Minnesota's back with 10 here. Definitely should be looking at grabbing some more defense and just building out that defense. And they go with a defensive lineman. And Hank Tank.
Yes, sir. Henry has been around for a long time. Him and Wilo have been friends in leagues for a long time. This pick made complete sense to me. Yes, Henry is back. It's funny because I was talking with Jack for the Nightmares, and he was a little pressed on what to do, and he was looking at Henry because Henry was the owner of Nightmares, and he really wanted to get him back. And I was like, the only people you got to worry about is Bemidji because I know they have good ties there. And sure enough, there he goes, right to Bemidji, the pick before.
Henry's a great user. Definitely.
Yep.
This has definitely been a deep draft, and excited to see where everyone else goes.
There goes the neighborhood.
Bemidji never really had that great of a neighborhood.
How many people live there?
It's actually decently big.
Oh, okay.
Blue Earth was the one that would have been small.
Right. Right.
All right, on to 11. We got the Nightmares back up. Jack is back on. First pick of the second round. Definitely gonna go defense here.
Yep. Smart move.
Infidel.
And they pick Limu Infidel. Another league vet here. They're lucky to get this guy. Hopefully he wants to work with them. I know that I will be in Infidel's ear, letting him know how great of a person Jack is. When do bishops pick? Late. They moved a lot of their picks.
Yeah, they did a lot of trading this draft.
I didn't do any trades because I wasn't worried about it. There were so many that it would have just been a bunch of extra slides for no reason.
Yeah. No, GA, I definitely have to agree. Seeing Infidel in the Nightmares uniform will be definitely kind of a culture shock. Guy that has always kind of been with the aliens there.
Yeah. And
But
I mean, no, it wasn't anything against him to not pick him. For me, I kind of let Starchy take the lead on scouting, and just reached out individually to the people that we wanted to target. And I think that's kind of where I wanted to go. I know Infidel's a great user, so I want to see him add that to a team that I know needs it. And this is a perfect landing spot for him, uh, especially if they can get Shiny back, because him and Shiny are very close.
yeah, no, personally, I was surprised to see Infidel drop out of the first round. Kind of with him being that league vet and having previous GMing experience definitely brings a lot to the team more than just a defensive lineman.
Yes, sir. You say yes, we do need it. We do need stuff like that, but at the same time, like my kind of philosophy is that I'm gonna be here no matter what. You know what I mean? Like we're never gonna have we're never we're never gonna have to worry about my team going under because I'm gonna be here. So putting these big people out into the other teams is pretty important to me. Especially, like everyone thought I was gonna go with Pasta first overall. Absolutely not. No, it made much more sense from a league standpoint to see him go somewhere else.
All right, and then on to number 2 of the second round. We got the Mingos back up. They go defense with a linebacker here, and it's no hands McFumbles. Anyone?
Still, that might be Dukeston.
Sorry, I just had to answer a question. Another person, I don't really know the user, but he was pretty active in the dev league chats, so I'm sure that stuck out to the Flamingos there. Another defensive pick. You're always going to see these defensive players go high.
Yeah, I have to agree. Definitely excited to see what some of these teams are building here. On to 3, we got Minnesota back up for their 3rd pick of the draft now, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And they stick to the theme of defense. They go with the DB here, and they grab Willow, who is Marcus Pinkington. Willow is one of those users that is phenomenal, and I am super excited to see him come to Minnesota.
He's their GM, so this is a GM pick.
Oh, shit.
I was gonna let you finish. I was gonna let you finish first. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see another GM pick, I believe. Just one more in this round.
We got the Vipers here.
2.4.
Linebacker.
They go with another linebacker. Make sure you check it. Ford Mustang. Another person I saw quite a bit in the chats and in the streams. Had a great season. Let me pull up the dev stats here so I know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah. 15 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, 60 tackles. Yeah. He had a great season.
Fumble.
Excited to see the Vipers and what they're doing. Hem's really set them up for a good future. And I'm just excited to see the bottom battle it out this season because that 6th spot is really up for grabs.
And the Vipers actually did call out the Moose. So, you know they got some confidence here. On to the Twisters here at pick number 5 of the second round. They go offense here, which has been kind of a rarity, but it is their second offensive player that they're grabbing. And they grab Dash Jackson.
They're just going to be so scary. Dash is another, another user who showed a lot of promise, showed a lot of activity, and seeing them fall this far is pretty nuts. He had the best season at running back. 1,152 yards, 9 touchdowns.
Well, if it's so nuts to see him drop, why didn't you pick him?
Because John Cowgill had more jobs. more TPE coming in.
Welcome in, TLK. Welcome in.
What did you miss? You missed the 14 picks before you got here.
By the way.
I feel attacked.
All right.
Well, I hope you don't soon enough.
All right. On to pick number 6.
The Aliens, number 16.
I'll just say this: you don't want expansion. I'll just say that.
Why, they don't want you coming and screwing everyone over?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Pick number 6. The aliens are back up. Do you want to say anything before I click the button here, Dave?
No, go ahead and click the button. This person has been waiting long enough.
All
there
right.
You go, Steve. There you go. Excited to bring Scurvy Steve into the Aliens. I got to GM him on the Flamingos for a while, and he was great. Still the number 1 running back in the league in terms of legend score. So I'm very excited to start building the Roswell culture with Steve there.
All right. Steve seems pretty happy with where he ended up going. And on to 7 here. Minnesota's back up for their 4th pick. Really excited to see what Minnesota can do here with all these young players. They definitely will be a force to reckon with here in like the next 2 or 3 seasons.
Yes, sir.
They go offensive line.
Yes. The first one of the draft, they go with Insurmountable Block, Lunark. Little bit of a shot in the dark for them in a way that this person hasn't updated yet, but they have a good relationship with them through another league, so I bet they'll be able to get them to update.
Especially, yeah, definitely. Especially with how easy it is to update. It's, if you know a guy, it'll definitely work out in your favor.
Right. That's what this league's all about, really.
On to 8.
It's winning 4 games.
We got the Pride here for their first pick of the draft.
This will be the other O-line, the other GM pick, PCast picking his player to go and
Probably will be a bum.
probably.
He is.
Definitely.
And now I'm also allowed to be castle.
All right, and aliens are back here. Just want me to fire through this one, Dave?
I don't remember who this is. No, don't fire. Oh yeah, I know who this is. Another great pick by us. What do you mean?
Exactly. They go quarterback, dead potato, Justin Fern.
Yes, sir. This will be a position switch, probably to DB. But Potato has shown a lot of promise. I've had some conversations with him. He's friends with Dylan, so I don't know how great that is, but really more like someone else I can pick on Dylan with, and I'm excited to do that.
If you want, I can give a little bit of my excerpt.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Feel free to jump in whenever you want.
So for here, we were looking for reliable users who can fill out the locker room. We felt that Scurvy before and Fern here were both really good users who I believe can be future captains of the team if things were to happen to me or Dave. Both of them are really good users. I would say if we have to rate all-time guys right now, they're probably going to be really good for this era of the team. Probably, I'd say, I don't know, probably captains of both the offense and defense for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. That's about right on there.
I'm gonna go send the invites out, so I'll talk to you later.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Next, we got the Moose here. I actually don't know who we picked here.
You went with a punter.
We got a punter. Oh, we got Yosh. I remember this pick. We are super
sir.
thrilled to have Yosh come into the locker room. We definitely have. We walked away from Coffin Corner this offseason, so definitely a huge hole. And big shoes Yosh will be filling, but I feel confident he will do that.
Everyone's really liking your picks, Wilo. Especially that Horace Pickington guy. Toasty was going on and on about him.
You did leave me notes here, Adam? Alright, he just sent me the notes. Yosh is a super active player who's always very chill and very much fits the vibe of the Moose, in addition to being obviously ready to be a Hall of Fame kicker. So basically what I just said, but in a more Cliff Notes version.
Get ready for lots of gifts.
All right.
And we're halfway through the draft.
Halfway through. And we have the Mingos here. Mingos
at
go
3.1.
with a quarterback at 3-1. And they go Benji.
Benji, great pick from them.
This the Frost Giants user. Is that the same Benji?
That is the same
right.
Benji.
Alright, yeah. So Benji's been around for quite a while. He'll be one of those users that it'll definitely be a little bit weird seeing him in a Flamingos uniform, but definitely a huge pickup here for the Mingos.
Yeah, all around great user. Great guy to have around.
All right, and then on to 3-2. We got the Nightmares back up. And Jack goes with a linebacker here in Wild Capybara.
League vet. Glad to see him go to a team that needs it. little bit of a gamble because he's always been a bit of a journeyman. So we'll see how his career pans out. But that should be huge for them in the now.
Sorry.
Love to see it.
All right, and then on to 3. Minnesota's back up again.
Oh yeah, they did a lot of work. They did a lot of work getting all these picks.
They go with a linebacker, so definitely really filling out the defense. And they get Nelly Selly.
Yep, another person I see around a lot of leagues. So I'm sure they have seen the same. Yeah, every single one of their players is a big name. So
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely cooking with grease. On to
yes,
4. The Vipers are back up. And they will go with a defensive back in Viperfish Islands of Samoa.
I think this is I want to say like a PBE or ISFL connection somewhere. Oh, yeah, right, right. And they came in late, but they did a few pieces of media, and they're pretty active.
VHL.
What's that?
It's the VHL for Pepperfish.
Oh, okay, wasn't sure.
All right, yeah, I can't say I know the user or recognize the player all that much, but definitely sounds like they are a Sim League vet, which is a great pickup here in the 3rd round.
Yes, sir.
Twisters are back up, and wonder who they're grabbing here. They go with kicker.
IKEA Baja. Hannah,
5. Oh boy, I missed it.
here you go. You're back home. I don't remember who we're grabbing. Wow, you're gonna take that, Hannah?
How's it going, guys?
It's going.
What's up, Jack?
Better late than never, Jack.
Well, I didn't know what time it was, and I was trying to get home as quick, and then I just realized that you were probably already doing it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No.
You missed my pick.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm just waiting for which one did I give Adam that got you pissed off? What was that one? Can't say it now, can I?
Depends on
I
what pick that was.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember.
I can't say I don't. I don't know anything. But no,
That's okay, Toasty. You're the innocent in this group here, so
Hannah is a great user. This has been a
Uh-huh.
really deep draft, and definitely
Yeah.
a little sad to see them going to the Twisters.
what? Oh, Trister's good people, man.
It's a horrible user. Yeah, right.
All right.
You're like
And
a legend of 1.0. Back to the Moose. I remember being very upset about this pick here, and I
That's the
called
one.
Adam
That's
bad
the
news.
one. This is the one.
I know who was picked here, and I will just say, I can't believe you guys let him fall this far to us. It's definitely the GMs were definitely lacking here, and I know everyone in the war room was super excited to see that quarterback.
Pronounce his name.
I'm gonna butcher
Pronounce it.
Phantom.
Pep-
But
No.
Phantom
No.
is
Pronounce the quarterback's name. Come on now. Come on.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
Joel Pedifiel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'd say it.
Jao Pe de Fiao.
But
Joel.
Yep.
definitely was a huge lacking here on by all the GMs letting Phantom fall this far. He is a great user, and we are super excited to have him come.
Yeah.
Adam's
Yeah.
notes for this one were Phantom is an absolute management here, and you can ask Dave about what Phantom is the next Hall of Fame Moose linebacker. Book it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I called Adam bad names for this one.
Are you willing to repeat those bad names that Adam got called?
Yeah, I called him a dickhead.
Yep. That's perfect. That is perfect. And to be fair, I mean, we've already got our QB for Nightmares, and it's very Bobo's been very effective for us. But I was really more going for a overall team effort here versus just one pick. And I never even heard of this. I think I've seen Phantom, but I've never heard
That's
of this
Cabral,
player.
bud. That was your D lineman.
Yeah.
Cabral.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was Phantom. No, he's been in the
Yep.
server, but he goes by Cabral when he was in the
Yeah,
server.
yeah.
Okay, all right. No, that's fair. No,
Adam-
that's fair.
Your Adamese is very bad, and I'm sorry I cannot read it.
I can only imagine if he's rushing to get you some notes that they're pretty hilarious.
But on to 7 here. The aliens are back up. They go wide receiver here.
Yep. Trying to fill out our offense for our very highly paid quarterback. We see Sarox here. Starchy knows Sarox well enough. I know Sarox well enough from CWSFL. Someone we can rely on and should have a great career.
Draft then awards.
Yep, awards are coming up next. We just have another 13 picks to get through.
Ooh,
12,
draft.
sorry.
Bishops with their first pick here. And they go with a running back. Chad Thunderhawk. Cock, sorry.
Close. Rain. Great pickup by them. I love that. I love that Cohen's all in on this user because he's a good friend of mine. Was big on the aliens back in the day. Anton Grimes.
Oh,
former
quarterback.
Yeah, former Vipers and Aliens quarterback. This is, I want to say, his second or third create in the 2.0 era. But he did great for them last season at kicker as his last hurrah.
Absolutely. And then on to the Vipers here. They also go with a running back. Boom boy.
Mighty cute. I'm excited to see what this guy does. Very funny when he first joined, and I was gonna start him for I want to say it was the Tigers. He dumped all of his points into tackle break, and I was like, man, I want to see how this works out, but I can't let that happen.
You should have let it happen. I think that would have been kind of hilarious.
The thing was, like, they were a heavy passing offense, so they would have never connected.
Anyways, we have the Pride back up. At number 30, they go defensive line, Micah Walls.
Dr. Katz. Not
Dr. Katz.
familiar with the user, but I can tell you, despite never updating, he did almost all of his ACs.
Well, that's
Interesting.
Yeah, 34 of 40 ACs.
yeah, that is. I have to agree with. I have to agree with TLK here. That is pretty awesome because it's just connecting that last piece there and just getting an absolute stud here at the end of the third round.
Yep. I'm excited to see that if that pans out for them. Back to the aliens here. We're getting deep in the draft. Not sure that we're picking up scraps here, but we saw someone we liked at wide receiver. Again, just trying to build out this offense. Gary Satoshi Zamriel had great talks with him during the season about the SHL as he was in the playoffs versus my old team and giving me a bunch of crap about it. So I was, I'm all about that. Give me all the crap.
Definitely have to agree there. Yeah, don't recognize the user, but definitely could be a great steal here. Minnesota's back up. I have to say, so far, Minnesota is definitely my winners of this draft so far in terms of what they've been able to do and just how far they've been able to move that needle for themselves.
Love to hear it. Very, very excited for them as well. They grab
Minnesota
a wide receiver.
breaks the trend and goes offense here.
Up, sticky hands. I want to say that Cloutons, but clout is the right. I don't know. Cloutons, Cloutoons.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how to pronounce that either.
But this is the person that Wilo knows from other leagues, so I'm sure he can get him on the right track there.
Like cartoons. Yeah. Cartoons.
Yeah. Right. That makes sense.
With a lot of clout. Yeah.
Right.
That
Right.
tracks. That tracks. He's a great fit for our league.
No. All right, on to 4 here. Getting towards the end of the draft, picking through the scraps, seeing if we can find any gold. Vipers are hoping they found one here in running back. Don DeVito.
Train all day 5. Again, not someone I really recognize. I don't know if Hem wants to say anything about this person because I believe they only updated once at the start of the season, from what I remember. Let me see if I can pull up anything here. Don DeVito. Yeah, a little light on very light on ACs, but it just has his starting TPE spent, but they must have had a good talk with them and are confident that they can actually develop this player.
Yeah, taking a little bit of a shot in the dark here. On to 5. Vipers are back up. They go wide receiver. Ibrahim Moises.
Yes. Orb influencer. I recognize Orb from, I want to say, CWSFL. I believe I had their player before, and never a problem. Just wasn't very active in speaking, but updated their player, so I'm sure TLK probably noticed them from the CWSFL and just took a shot at him.
Definitely can't go wrong at this point here, and was a top earner in the PvE class too. So TLK is pretty stoked about this pick here.
Awesome. Good to hear it. Everyone sniping these deep picks.
It's definitely how you can make a name for yourself. Nightmares here. Jack, do you want to say anything before I display this one?
Sure. So we've been lacking at the TE space for a little bit. So and Gary S is in the server. I figured Senior Banana will reach out to him, hopefully make a player out of him. I would like to say that we do have a great group of people, and I just got a GM. So we're definitely looking to get some of these players that may be on the fence. Maybe they just need a little help. But Senior Banana was available, so we took him for the with the sixth pick of the fourth round, 36 pick overall.
Sounds good. Sounds like they definitely hope that they have someone here to kind of, excuse me, change the culture at their tight end spot.
Right. Yeah, that's what we're looking for is a culture change because we got a lot of use out of tight ends if you use them. So
Definitely. Well, on to 7 here. Frosties are back up. They go wide receiver. Real Games Jr. Definitely recognize the user.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
I know him from Naga. That's for one thing.
Real Games has always been an enigma in the SCFSL. Definitely recognize him from back in the day. TOK loves this person. Real good at games. I love love the name too.
Definitely. Well, on to number 8 here. Bishops are back up for their second pick. They go
And they grab
defensive
a
back.
DB. Mark
Mhm.
Southworth. M. Southworth. I believe this person had left the server, but I'm sure Cohen got into contact with them somehow and knows what they're doing here. I wouldn't put it past Cohen. Not much else I can say because they weren't around very long. They
Yeah.
and again they
Yeah.
left the
Nope.
server, but
That's fine. On to number 9. The Vipers are back up. They go quarterback. Love Terry.
Iacovetti. Again, I don't. They broke up with Dave personally. What? Anyways, Love Terry. Not. I don't believe they updated. I don't believe they did much, but I know that name, so I want to say that him and Hem have some sort of connection somewhere. I'm sure that they can get this person updating.
Sounds
And
good.
well on their way.
On to 10 for the Mr. Irrelevant pick. Jack here is going to take wide receiver
Leland Bing.
Higuchi.
Actually had a really good season. They I believe updated like pretty late into the season, and ever since then their team really started to put some things together. Wide receiver 10 of the Dev League. So on the Eagles, who were struggling offensively. So that's okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought I recognized the name from.
All right, and that will
But yeah, that does
conclude
it
the draft.
for the draft. I will post that
If everyone will give me
right now.
about 3 moments here to switch gears to the award show. Give me about a minute or two here.
Yes, he did. He was drafted. I just don't know by who.
Who?
But yes, Zach.
Oh, I'm on my.
Holdorf?
Yeah.
He's not getting drafted. He's going straight to his team.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yes,
interesting.
because he's a GM, and by the time he got hired, they're supposed to be chosen in the second round. By the time he got hired, the second round was out. So we're just putting him on the team, and they're forfeiting their next second round pick.
Yeah.
Next
Perfect.
season.
Well, congratulations to Zach for picking up a co-GM spot. And
Same thing
Yeah.
is happening
Dave.
with John Borio, or I think that's the name, Coach
Dave.
John. What's up?
Do you know which email you shared? Did you share the award show with me, or are you just gonna do the reveals?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the reveal. I sent you the
Okay.
link.
Sounds good.
All right, this is a big award show.
Ooh.
I'm not going to be able to see the chat, so if you guys can help me.
Yeah,
if
I'm
there's
watching
any
the chat.
questions.
I'm watching the chat.
Awesome.
So Jack's useful. I'm watching the chat.
All right. Well,
let me get some things a little set here. Awesome. Now I can see as things get.
Okay, who's getting sound notifications for chat?
Is that me?
I think so.
Yes, it is. Damn it. How do I make that stop? Notifications. Sounds. Let's get all these off here. Well, if someone didn't just invite all our new players to our LR and it's going nuts. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
it might have been me too.
No, we're good. We're good. And now for the S9 awards.
About bloody time.
For the Pro League. We're going to start off with the Jamirical Robinson Award, back of the year. Can someone pull up the stats so we can maybe talk a little bit about how their stats went?
Okay.
Give me one moment.
Where's the stats in the compendium?
I got it.
No, on the
stats.
S9 stats.
I got it pulled up.
Awesome.
Well,
thank
I was
you.
just gonna,
Okay,
I was
thank
just gonna
you.
pull them up
Because
and
I
have them
was busy looking at my
side by side here.
draft board.
So, starting with the Jamirical Robinson Award. Oh, there you go.
It's going to be an interesting award as Jamirical Robinson actually led the league in passing yards by a significant amount and led the league in touchdowns.
And that award is going to go to Tim Tebow of the Pride.
Wow, nice.
Miracle doesn't even win his own award.
I tell you, he tried though. He made an effort.
Definitely robbed.
You'll see. It does.
All right, on to
great season. Great season by Tebow. 3,000 pass yards from what I'm seeing here. 28 pass TDs. I think he had like between 70 and 80%. Oh, wait, no. I'm reading off. I'm reading off Robinson's son. Sorry. It's really small, okay? It's really small.
All right. So you got 111 completions. Start there.
Yeah. 2,400 yards, 25 pass touchdowns. Not many ints. Well, 15, which is good for the fourth least. No fumbles.
66% completion percentage.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which is pretty high. I mean, look at the rest of
Highest
the
yards
completion
per
percentage. They're
attempt.
pretty low. Yeah, the most yards per attempt, absolutely.
Yeah, but here's
Yeah.
my thing though. Jamirical outbeat Tebow in basically every stat category.
Yes,
crazy.
yes,
Four,
he did. You're
except
right.
for
Just
except
You're
for
right.
yards
He
per
absolutely did.
average. Yeah.
He absolutely did.
let's just wait and see what happens here.
This could be
Fun.
one of the biggest robberies in sport.
On to the Troy Pressing Award for Halfback of the Year.
And I
And
can't see names on this one.
that is going to go to Bleeb Blizzard and David Corrigan. We had a
Oh.
tie, and Adam doesn't care about ties. He doesn't care about me and all the sheet work that I have to do. So
Yeah. We already know what he feels about that.
I mean, solid
he has
season.
no problem
from
giving two people the award. And I mean, they both deserve it. They both had great seasons.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Corrigan kind of
Braga,
carried the Blue
Braga was
offense.
Yes, sir.
but yeah, no, both had great seasons. I know we were super happy with what Bleep was able to put up for us. Definitely both out of the run game and the passing game. Just one of those things where you look and you see Bleep had 1,100 all-purpose yards and Corrigan had 1,000.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely-
look at those. Like everyone had almost the same amount of yards.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Two people with 11 touchdowns.
Bleed Blizzard, what more do I have to say? Third most scrimmage yards in the league. Absolutely incredible.
Yep.
Corrigan
and
carried
as
that
you
Blue
said,
Ox.
Corrigan was most of the Blue Oxen
Offense.
Offense there, yeah.
Even though they still didn't do well
Yeah.
on in their record, they showed a lot of promise on the offensive side of the
But
ball last season.
Can I quickly say something here though? I mean,
Sure.
Sonny Lowens putting up those numbers on the aliens. I mean, that's
Yeah.
also impressive. That's a lot of yards.
And
Yeah.
3 touchdowns total, but yeah, lots of yards.
Yeah, I know, but still, I mean, that's
Kept up with
good.
the rest of them.
Yeah, yeah. So when you get a full team up there, we're going to see what Sonny Lowens can do.
Yes, sir.
Well,
All right.
congratulations to Bleeb and Corrigan. So
Yep. Espen Thunderfax Award for Fullback of the Year
oof.
is going to go to Cold as Ice.
Yay!
Yeah.
I heard that name, seen that name, believe in that name, and he certainly is hot.
13 rushes, 61 yards this season at fullback.
Yeah.
Better than the fullback that won it last season.
Yeah, but I mean, added a lot in the
Negative
air.
yards.
Yeah, definitely a lot of yards to the air there with 234 yards in the air
God.
and a pair of touchdowns.
Good, great depth piece there.
No,
What an off-season signing. You guys had a great off-season, honestly.
we shouldn't underrate the receiving work of Yip Babag.
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
53 catches, 716 yards, and
I
5
believe
touchdowns.
we put him in the wide receiver category just because of all of those.
With them being more of a space rate offense there.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fair enough.
William Slayton Award for the wide receiver of the year is going to go to Jaquavion Demetrion.
Yeah. Knew
Deserved.
that was coming.
Bro is a deep ball demon.
Absolutely.
I mean, you toss that thing up, you knew he was coming down with it and going to the end zone.
I mean,
Yeah, only
tied
really
for the most touchdowns in the league.
Only 23
9.
catches. Decent.
Thompson was robbed. Aw.
I believe the reason we went with him was
Sorry.
the. I want to
Yards
say
per
it was.
average.
No, I want to say it was his percentage. Which
Oh, you
is
don't have
on
that.
a different sheet. It's on a different sheet. It's on the positional stats sheet.
Okay.
And actually, that's probably the one you want to have up, anyways, because then you can go through each position
I
and show
don't.
where they were.
I don't have that one. I don't think.
That's right in the same area, and it says stats per position or whatever.
I'm looking at these Moose receiving stats right now. Should I be scared?
There we go.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know what? I don't know. He still deserved it. He had a monster year. 9 touchdowns. Absolutely a force.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
All right.
Ryan Yosef Award for tight end of the year. That's going to go to Cam Jones. Great season by the rookie.
Yep.
Putting up the most touchdowns at the tight end position.
Most touchdowns,
Putting up
most
the most
yards.
yards
Yep.
by tight end position. Monster year from Cam Jones. Almost three more yards per reception.
I can't even find Cam Jones on the stat sheet.
The positional stats are a little better to look at because you can go by position.
But that the thing that jumps off the board to me is that 16.67%
Yeah.
TD rate. That's just
TD rate,
insane.
yeah.
It's 7.
Yeah. That was just dominating right there. So that's good to know.
Yes, sir.
Offensive line of the
to
year.
the Yee McGee Award for Offensive Lineman of the Year. That's going to go to James T. Kirk. Hilarious that he didn't make the Pro Bowl because he absolutely deserved to. The least amount of sack percentage and the second most RB rushing yards.
While I have Dave and TLK here, mainly TLK, one thing I'd like to see is also tackles for loss percentage in here, which could be fun.
However, yeah, that is definitely more of a TLK thing because I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, that's why I said it was more so.
It would have to be a
directed towards
matchup thing like
TLK.
we used to have, and I know you guys found a way to do that. I just completely now that we have actual QB time sacked as a stat, I didn't think we needed to. But yeah, for something like that for the TFLs, we would have to take the matchups into account.
Yeah.
Laszlo 42 Award for the Defensive Lineman of the Year is going to go to Edward Buama of the Bishop.
Yeah.
I mean, 21 tackles, 9 sacks. 3-way tie for the most sacks, but I believe he had the most TFLs as well.
Yeah. And give a shout out to Demetrius for hanging out with the Moose. The second season 2 draft class really did a great performance. And
there we go. Tackles for loss.
definitely going to be missing him.
Yeah. 4 tackles for loss, a defensive touchdown to boot.
Oh, and
only DL with a defensive touchdown.
Just to let you know, Michelob Ultra is now a nightmare, as you saw in the
yes, sir.
So
yep.
We will definitely be putting him to good use.
All right, and then on
linebacker of the year.
This was an interesting award.
Yep.
That is going to go to another twofer, Anti-Hero and Bibulous Prophecy.
I
Meek
know Auntie's
Hills
gonna be on it.
robbed. What?
Yep. Yep.
17
Anti-hero.
sacks. Meek Hills.
Wow.
So Anti-Hero led, second most sacks, couple of interceptions, couple of knockdowns, couple of forced fumbles, fumble recovery, and 8 tackles for loss. Bibulous Prophecy, similarly, just absolute Swiss Army knives at that linebacker position.
Mhm.
They did it all, and I'm always a proponent of a linebacker being able to do it all. And these are 2 players who are, the epitome of that.
Definitely.
Balthazar Orbison Award for the defensive back of the year goes to Marcus Aurelius, the Frost Giant. Second in knockdowns, second in interceptions, and I'm only reading from yours.
Sorry.
Some TFLs to boot, a defensive touchdown. Again, you love to
Definitely.
see.
Definitely
Not to
well
interrupt,
deserving.
but actually third in knockdowns. James and who was it? James and Dre had
Oh yeah,
more.
yeah. Tristan Dre had 19, and then Tyron James.
Yep.
Which all 3 of those are Frost Giants. That's insane.
Yeah, definitely.
That
That's
is crazy.
insanity. Like what?
Yeah. Have fun going in the air versus the Frost Giants, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. All right, on to kicker.
Meatwad Award, Kicker of the Year. Going to Coffin Corner. What a
Woo!
way, an absolute vet of the league, S1 Create, still got it in him. No one went perfect this season, but he was the only person who went perfect
He was the
from the field
closest.
goals. And the and the only person who didn't go perfect on extra points. Hilarious. But great season from the vet. Love to see Scotty still got it.
One thing to point out, he did outscore all of the Moose's opponents put together, which is a neat stat there.
Wait, Moose Moose allowed less than 66 points?
Yeah, the Moose.
Yeah.
Holy.
The answer is always the Moose. They were going on S10 and they've only lost 10 games in their inception since S1. 10 regular season games. We don't talk about the postseason, or they don't at least.
Regular
Chuck
season is
Finn
the only
Award.
thing that's tracked.
Chuck Finn Award for the punter of the year is going to Logan Bandy. And
definitely did a lot of punting.
A lot of punting. The most punts inside, tied for the most punts inside the 20. And I believe that's probably what got him the award.
Most touchbacks.
Yards per punt. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Wild. Also, someone who's on their last leg coming in and doing work. And by on their last leg, I mean they are retired at 10. So
nice.
Yep. Well, good job, the Logan Bandy. I've seen that name around. Actually, had him on my fantasy team too last year.
Definitely
awesome.
went out kicking.
Yeah.
Hey, probably got the most points for you at kicker. Scorp Award General Management of the Year is going to none other than the Bamberg Bishops.
Oh my God, yes. Absolutely.
Great season by them. They had that heartbreaker of a season last season and completely turned things around.
Needs
in
no
the most
explanation.
spectacular way possible.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
closing out the Moose in the title game is pretty insane.
Yeah.
TLK says the Prime got robbed.
Well, it's hard to pick a winner in this kind of format, but I can guarantee you just about everybody in this league is a winner. So,
This is
in
true.
my eyes.
This is definitely true. On
Mhm.
to the TLK award for most dedicated member. And we go with Cohen.
Yes.
Back-to-back
Absolutely.
awards here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Back-to-back awards for Cohen. And he was surprised. And, I said it to him. I'm like, honestly, yeah, this was your down year. But knowing what this guy's going through in life, just like
Yep.
all of the things that he's got going on, and
Yep.
still coming in and dominating the league,
Yep.
he absolutely deserved it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel embarrassed because it's like, oh, I got all these things to do and I just can't find the time to get to my GMing. And it's like, let me show you, son. Let me show you how it's done.
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And we go to the defensive rookie of the year.
Uh-oh.
And the award goes to
Punch Rock going.
Punch Rock Groin, Smoke Man Muscle.
Punch Rock
as we
Groin.
like
Oh
to
my
call him.
God. Yeah, I did not get to see a lot of his games, but I know that he was a force in the Dev League. I watched him, and yeah, he just
Yep.
kicked some serious rear end.
I mean, yeah, look at this: seven sacks,
yeah,
two interceptions, 10 knockdowns. Those
Yep.
are
Forced
vet
fumble.
numbers right there.
Yeah,
The front
yeah,
sides just do not know how to catch the ball.
yeah, yeah. He's the top of the league, so I can guarantee you, all those people above him are on notice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're on
I
notice.
agree.
And Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year is going to Anakin Skywalker. What a
Hey,
monster! What a monster
hey.
year from this kid.
Yeah, well, at least one thing is going to inflate that ego of his, so that's at least a victory for him. So,
Right.
yeah,
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's exactly what he needs, right?
Right.
Almost
Exactly.
650 yards, 6 touchdowns. Fifth best wide receiver in the league.
yeah. God
Yeah,
damn it.
that's definitely Rookie of the Year
Oh man,
numbers for sure.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, he's gonna have fun with that. Hey, Dad, guess who got Rookie of the Year? Hey, Dad. Hey, who's Rookie of the Year?
You got Rookie of the Year and you didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Defensive Player of the Year is going to Ben Deho.
Just-
Oh, we can skip talking anything about this guy.
11 picks.
DB.
I was getting there. I
Ben
misclicked.
Deho. Yes, I was wondering when you're gonna
Yeah.
pick him. He's at the top of the charts. It's like, come on
Yes,
now.
sir. Most interceptions in the league, breaking double digits. Might be up there with the record, if I'm not mistaken. I believe.
I believe he needed one more.
I
In
think
just
it
his
is.
sophomore,
Let me see.
Yeah, Adam
in
knows
just
how
his
to.
sophomore season.
Yeah, Adam knows how to cook a team and also knows how to cook a player.
Yeah.
So,
He tied the record. Jax Foster Parkins had 11.
oof.
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 Who's also on this list with 8.
Yep. Yeah, he's gonna be missed.
Offensive Player of the Year is going to Jay Rugga, halfback there. Led the league.
Kind of why
Led the
we
league.
didn't see him win that Running Back of the Year.
Yep, that would be why. Oh, it's not pop. You might need to click on your. Yeah, there you go.
It's there.
902 rush yards. Like 100, almost 120 more than the next guy. Double-digit rush touchdowns. Huge
dominated.
TD
Yeah.
and got it done in the air too.
Most
Wild.
scrimmage yards for running backs,
Most touchdowns.
tied for the
But
most.
it's still wild. I mean, look at those 3 with 11.
Yeah.
And the total yards were, neck and neck for everyone there.
Definitely. And
Let's
most
talk about
valuable.
let's talk about how Sunny and Peekaboo had the same amount of touchdowns.
Well, that's what happens when you only have 4 people on your team.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hard to
Max
score.
isn't gonna let you do much.
Right. And
Most valuable player of S9. There's your answer as to why Jamaica Robinson did not win his own award. It's because he
Yes.
won the best award there is.
Yes, the MVP, and boy, did he earn it.
Yeah, 3,000 yards in the air is nuts.
100
They have
yard,
all won.
100-yard pass.
When TLK was promoting him, I never heard of him before, and then when I started simming the game, it's like, oh, I made a mistake on my fantasy team, big time, big time. Because I mean, he
Yeah.
really put up some really killer numbers, and just to
Yep.
show that you can't just blame Axis 23 for everything. Because if Jamerical Robinson can do it, anybody can do it. But it all depends. It really depends on a lot of different
Right.
factors. So,
Yep. He
They
broke
will
the
all-
record for most completions this season and for the longest pass
Yeah.
with a 100-yard pass. So
yeah.
They will all
Great.
soon be beat by Leland Bing.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we gotta put it all together. So,
yeah.
He has
yes,
won a trip to
TLK is
Florida.
a great leader. Yes, he is, Odion. He's a great leader. He's a good guy. He makes some good graphic photos. Some he can't show in public, but we won't go there. All right. Anyway,
Aw.
moving on quickly.
Yep. And that is the awards. Thank you guys for
Yay!
showing up. Thank you everyone for putting this together, all the work you've done. Glad to be getting out of S9 and into S10 into the double digits
TLK,
here.
if you have them for me,
Dev League Awards.
if you have 'em, I'll do 'em.
Sonny?
Oh,
we gotta
Dev League
do
Awards.
Dev League Awards.
You did send those somewhere. I didn't make a sheet, but we can I can pull them up, or I can just send them to Toasty. I was just gonna post them if that's okay, because I don't have a presentation for that. But I can just post them for you, or you can post them however you want to do it.
Sent
Sent
to
to
me.
Toasty. Okay,
All right, I'll do.
just pull that up on the screen, and we can talk about that.
Yeah, one moment here.
No worries. No worries.
I'll pull up the stats. We're gonna post it after anyway, so.
All right, there we go. So for
Okay.
your quarterback of the year for the Devs, it's Zach Holdorf.
Yay.
Your running back of the year is going to be Dash Runman. Your
Dash
fullback,
Jackson.
Dash Jackson. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's not like I didn't just almost submit my fantasy as Peter Soffens.
Yeah, you're still stuck in 2020.
All right, and then fullback of the year is going to be Scurvy Licious.
Yep.
Wide receiver of the year is Sam Volta. Tight end of the year is Senor Banana.
Nice.
Offensive line of the year will be Jeremy Ring. Michael Smalls is your defensive line of the year. Linebacker of the year is Aaron Ford. Bateman will be your defensive back of the year. Kicker of the year is Goro Akechi. Akechi. And punter of the year is Ikea Blaha.
Awesome. I'll get those posted too, so they
Yeah,
can see.
just to let you guys know that we will be creating a new vendor item called Scurvylicious Ice Cream, and then Dash Jackson will be awarded in the hoagie department. So
Nice.
yeah.
Dave or TLK, if you had to pick a MVP of the Dev League this season, who would it be?
Ooh, no pressure.
That's a great question.
It is.
Calgo. All right, I like that. I like that answer.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with the little bit that I did watch.
Okay.
Cowgill was definitely a big part of what his team did.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll post those too.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Thank
it
you.
is 8:30 for me. I'm gonna go watch the Nuggets lose. Have a good night, everyone.
All right. See you, Toasty. Thanks.
Time to
Thanks
watch
a
some
bunch.
hockey.
Yep. Thanks everybody for watching.
See you later.